Good morning, guys. Happy Tuesday. I am actually running late already, but I just wanted to show you my outfit of the day. I'm wearing my green jeans from Kohl's. These are my brown teaks. This shirt is from Elegant Tees. I really like this one. And this necklace is from Noonday Collection. So from here up, I am fair trade. I have an observation today, so I gotta hurry up and get to school. I still need to get my stuff for the gym after school and get my lunch and get Jensen ready, so I'm gonna hurry up and do that. Good morning, Bubba. Good morning. Good morning. This is my new gym bag I just got. It's kind of like diaper bag material, but I can fit everything in there that I need. I can fit my shoes and my workout clothes, and I just put, like, you know, a hair tie and stuff in there. So take this with me so that I can go to the gym after school. We also have an 8th grade team meeting today, so it's gonna be kind of a busy day. Anyone else's front seat always look like this. Got a diaper bag, my teaching bag, my lunch bag, gym bag, a little tiny purse, and then this is just like more stuff to bring to school. So crazy. And then, hi Jensen. Hi, ready to get in your car seat? Ready to get in? Huh? Oh, ready to go to school. All right, good job, Bubba. Hi guys, I made it to work. School just started, but my first period of the day today is my prep period. So I'm glad that my observation is today because I've got a little time to kind of prepare. The only thing is that the class that I'm being observed on is a 6th grade history class, but before I have that class, I have to teach a 6th grade English class, so I can't really get everything set up ahead of time because I'll have another class in here. So I just have to be like as prepared as I can be. And then it's kind of funny too because I'm gonna end up teaching that history lesson 3 times today, but of course the time that I'm being observed on it is the first time that I have to teach it. So hopefully it goes well the first time. And that's when my principal will be here, but maybe for one of the other classes I can get a little bit of footage and just show you everything that the lesson entails. This class that I'm being observed with, they're definitely a rowdier group of kids than some of my other classes, but hopefully that'll just make it fun. I thought I would just show you a little bit of what I've got prepared, and then I'm gonna kind of take a few minutes to myself to get ready. But let me show you what we have for today. Actually, I'll start over here. I just put up these literary analysis flip books yesterday. I thought it might be good to have these up when my principal came in because they did such a good job on these. They're so cute. These are from the Daring English Teacher. You can get them on Teachers Pay Teachers. And at a different school that I was at, they always required us to put the Common Core State Standard that we were meeting through any kind of an activity that we put on a bulletin board. And I feel like that policy kind of stifled people from putting up bulletin boards, but because I don't have to do it, I kind of wanted to do it. I mean, it is sort of a good idea. So I printed out the Common Core State Standard that kind of best relates to this activity. And then I just put a title over here. And since I have 3 different courses going on in this room, I just put which class this is. So you can get a closer look of these on my Instagram, but I like how those turned out. And then I've got some stuff prepped over here. Well, let's see. Okay, I'm gonna use bracelets today they're just from Target, from the Target dollar spot, to split people up into groups. The only thing is that people tend to try to switch bracelets to have the same color as their friend, and then that messes everything up because you're trying to like split people up a little bit. Although I just remembered I don't have a group 6. So I think if you've got purple, I'm just gonna call this wild card And I'm gonna let those people choose the table that they want to be in. I don't know, just kind of something fun. So these are my instructions for just like walking in. And these are the stations that I will set up. So they'll have a number. So like it says over there, sorry, it's hard for you to read, but if you have a red bracelet, you would go to station number 1. And these are the bracelets that they're gonna get as they walk in. So they'll just take one of these out of the basket and then they'll know where to go. So I got these little frames from Ikea and then I just put numbers in them. And so these will be like the station indicators, and then there are 6 copies of a reading underneath each of these, and they'll leave the readings there at the station after they rotate. And then each student is going to take one of these worksheets, and like whichever station that they start at, like let's say they start at this one, part 2, economy in the Indus River Valley, which is this one, then you know they're not going to do those first 2 questions, or the first 2 sets of questions, until they get to that station. So it's going to take a little bit of explanation, but I'm going to set these stations out over here after my English students are gone. And then I'm just gonna get my instructions ready. They are in my drive. I just wanna make sure that these are nearby. I still have such an unorganized drive. I need to get back to this. So, okay, I made these expectations on Lucidpress. That's where I do most of the things that I kind of like type up. So these are my expectations. Find the station assigned to your bracelet color. They'll do that. Each person needs a copy of the text. Assign one person to read the text out loud. So there'll be, 5 different groups at a time with somebody reading the text out loud, but I think it'll be okay. And then a different person will read the questions. And for 4 minutes, they're allowed to discuss the answers to the questions, but they cannot write anything down. So I'll have them put their pencils away. And then they'll have another 6 minutes to write everything down. So I feel like this is going to hold them accountable for listening to each other and talking to each other, and then they'll still get their own grade and their own scores for their own answers, but it's okay with me if they get ideas from other people. And then they'll just kind of put everything back together and rotate to the next group. So each rotation I think is going to take 15 minutes, so we're only going to get through 3 today. And then we'll just do the other, I think I have 5 stations for this section, because it's a mid-unit assessment. And then there are 2 more stations, 2 or 3, I forget how many in total, but I'll just have them do 2 more rotations tomorrow, 2 more stations, and then I'll give them a final set of time to go back to any station that they kind of felt like they were rushed at or they didn't really understand, and they want to go back and read the text again. So it's going to be a 2-day thing, but I think it'll be good. And my thing with history, I know I need to give more multiple choice tests just because I feel like it's my responsibility to prepare them for the future, and history is a place where you can do some multiple choice stuff. But I'm really more interested in them being able to read primary source documents or secondary source documents and do something with that information. So if they don't have everything memorized, I'm okay with that, but I know that I need to implement a little bit more multiple choice test type stuff. Okay, I'm gonna go check my box and then get ready to teach. Side note, when I went to check my box, I had a reimbursement check from some things that I had bought. I don't even remember what it was. Those things always take so long to get reimbursed for. So now I feel like I just have this extra money, so I can just deposit it on my phone, and then I wanna buy all the things in my Amazon cart with it. I have so many books in there that I really want to try. Oh, and I need a new keyboard. This one is gross. Look how dirty and awful it is, and it's just unresponsive. So yeah, I'm gonna order a new keyboard right this minute. I need a new one. Yesterday. All right, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. One more time. Eyes up. Hearts up.
Hearts up.
Mind sharp.
Mind sharp.
Compassion on full blast.
Compassion on full blast.
I remembered my coffee today. Okay, let's go.
Okay, let's go.
All right, before we get into our packet today, I'll answer your question in a second. You need to pay attention with your face. Get your packets out. We're going to continue on. So we just have to keep in mind as we go through this packet what we talked about yesterday. How we've got to go all the way back to the beginning. And what were some of the important historical events that we had to learn about in order to make sense of the civil rights movement? What were some of the things we learned about happened a really long time ago? Lola?
Jim Crow laws.
Jim Crow laws. This is what the civil rights movement is protesting. Maybe even before that. Kelly? And maybe even before Martin Luther King.
Slavery.
Slavery. And even before slavery, we went all the way back to
Christopher Columbus.
like Christopher Columbus. Yes. So I think this is a useful image to kind of think of in our minds, that slavery in the United States, we talked about how it's so different. It still does exist today. There's still millions of people trapped in slavery today, and they are preyed upon because they're poor. And so if they're really poor and really desperate, it's easier to trap them in some kind of a situation like that. But in the United States, it was completely based on race. It was completely based on skin color. Nothing else mattered. And so the way that I kind of think of it is it's just a stain on our history. So it's like if you had this white sweatshirt and then you had this really dark black stain on it, and you're like, this is going to be so hard to get out. So we decide to end slavery. So we're like, okay, so we can kind of start cleaning up this stain, right? But have you ever spilled something on your shirt and you start rubbing at it, and then what happens?
It spreads.
Kind of spreads out and doesn't really work. You just get like a paper towel and water in the bathroom, and you're like, it kind of made it worse, but it's sort of starting to come out. So we outlawed slavery, but the stain is still there. And so within that stain, we still have Jim Crow laws. People still wanted to keep people separate and keep people disadvantaged and disenfranchised. So then we come to the civil rights movement, and then at this point people get some like shout wipes, and then they get the stain out a little bit more, and it's a little bit more cleaned up, and it's looking a little bit better, but it was such a deep stain that we're still dealing with it today. And so we still see today that sometimes your race determines how much money you make, because it determines whether or not you're going to get into college, where you're going to live, who's going to hire you. And so we've still got a little bit of this stain that we're trying to work on cleaning up. And just by learning about the history of it, and just by you guys understanding how ridiculous it is. Remember yesterday, Homer Plessy, and he's what percent black is he?
Like 12.
Like 12%, right? He's 7/8 white, and he still wasn't allowed to sit where he wanted on the train. Just by learning about this, and like we think it's so ridiculous now, we're helping to get that stain out a little bit more with everything that we learn. And when you guys become leaders and you become teachers and bosses and people who hire people and leaders of companies and stuff, you're gonna help to get that stain out a little bit more.
So like, when everyone in this class is like a grown up, will we get like the stain out like way more because
I feel like
more
you will.
woke?
Because you're more woke. I feel like you will. Okay, I got my stations set up, so if you were to go to station 1, it'd be right here. We've got a little poster telling you what it is, and then all of the readings right here. Over there I have station 2, station 3, station 4 is back there, and then station 5 is over here. So the students are going to be rotating through the stations, and as they come in, they're going to grab a worksheet and a bracelet. So I've just got a couple more minutes until break is over and they all come in and my principal comes in, so hopefully it goes well. Wish me luck. So this is the test part. So for 6 minutes, without talking, you're going to answer the questions that you just talked about. So hopefully you already are pretty confident in what you're going to say. Okay, I'm going to put the timer on for 6 minutes. Here's where you write down your test answers. Yeah? Ready? Thank you. All right, put 6 minutes on. Okay, watch out for the gunfire. All right, so my observation is over. The lesson went well. Stations are a little bit hard for me anyway, just because it's a lot of work to prep, which is fine. But then they're doing so much on their own that you're kind of like, all right, now what do I do? Like you can check and make sure that they're, on the right questions and getting, they're starting off their answers correctly. Like you can give them a few tips and stuff, but like they're just kind of working on their own. There's not a lot for you to do. So I found that a lot this year when I've done independent work. I'm like, well, I'm bored. Like they're working hard and doing what they're supposed to do, but what am I supposed to do? But that's always, I remember like what they would teach us in our credential class and everything. You're a guide on the side, not a sage on the stage. Like they should be working harder than you are. And now that I've gotten to that point, I'm like, okay, but now I like need something to do. But then that gives you plenty of time to like help the kids who need a little bit of extra attention and stuff. So it was good. I'm sure I'll have a debrief like tomorrow or something. And now it's lunchtime. And let's see, what do I have in my lunch here? This is my lunch bag. I just always keep some of these on hand. This is the Melodious Blend stuff from Trader Joe's. I need to go to the store today and stock up on some food, but I'm just gonna go heat this up in the microwave in the teacher's lounge and probably hang out in there and talk to some people. Sometimes I like to stay in my classroom at lunchtime, especially if I don't need to heat up my food. Then I'm just like, oh, I'll just sit in here. And sometimes I'll like watch YouTube videos or listen to music or plan, and it is nice to have some time to myself. But today I think I'll get a little socializing in and go talk to my colleagues. All right, it's the end of the day. My classroom is empty of students. After school kids are gonna come in pretty soon, but I actually have an 8th grade team meeting, so we get together and talk about just issues that specifically relate to 8th graders and 8th grade teachers. But I think I'm gonna bring a little bit of work to do at the same time. I need to multitask. That's just how I function. So I'm bringing my teacher's guide for my 8th grade English class, where we just finished reading the play, The Diary of Anne Frank, and we read excerpts from Anne Frank's actual diary itself, and then we have some poems that we need to do, and we're gonna watch the movie Swing Kids. And what I'm thinking is, I was looking at the standards, and let's see. Okay, so this is 6th grade, but the 8th grade ones are pretty similar. Let's see. So I want to be able to meet this standard. It'd be 8.8 for 8th graders, but gather relevant information from multiple print and digital sources, assess the credibility of each source, and quote or paraphrase the data and conclusion of others while avoiding plagiarism and providing basic bibliographic information for sources. So I think I'm gonna have them do a project where they would like meet that standard, and so they can combine a movie as a source, a play as a source, the actual primary source document of Anne's diary, poems, whatever sources that they want, in order to write an informational text about how the Nazis gained power over people's lives during World War II. So I'm kind of putting that lesson together. I know that there's something within the curriculum, but I want to make it my own. I know I'm causing more work for myself, but that's what I want to do. Okay, so I'm gonna go to this meeting and then go to the gym after that. Okay, I'm finally leaving school, and one of the reasons that I don't vlog like the reflections of my day is because I have after school kids in my classroom every single day and all day on Saturdays, so there aren't really any times that I can be in my room by myself. So I usually try to vlog a little bit like in the mornings or at lunch, but then like at the end of the day when I'm kind of decompressing and I could like talk about how lessons went, I'm not alone in there, so I just have to leave at the end of the day. Okay, I was planning on going to the gym. I so don't want to. I might talk myself out of it. Let me see. See, it's this gym bag sitting right here looking all lonely that makes me want to go. I went through the trouble of packing it, but I could go tomorrow. I think I might go tomorrow. Maybe today I'll go to the grocery store and buy healthy food, and then I'll go to the gym tomorrow. You know what? I think I talked myself out of it. I think that is going to be my decision. I'm going to go to the grocery store and get some healthy food and cook tonight. And I also have quite a few lessons that I need to work on, so maybe I will be a wuss and skip the gym until tomorrow. And do it yourself? Good job. Good job. You're so good at that. Wow. All right. Jensen, hi. So cute. They have so much fun kid stuff, huh? Look at all this fun kid stuff. Oh, look at that guitar. Oh my God. Yeah, I found all the good stuff. Yeah. Jensen, have you ever had a digestive biscuit? I know it doesn't sound good, but it is good. Should we get some? Whoa. Ooh, look at all this fun stuff that they have. Ooh, cute classroom parts. Oh, look at this. That's nice. Some nice frames. Ooh, this is nice. Doesn't necessarily have to be. This doesn't necessarily have to be for your wall, huh? I wonder how much this is. Oh, did you find a magnifying glass? That's pretty cool. Yeah, those are hooks. Oh, gee. Can you put them back on the shelf, please? Very cute. Thank you. There's so good. Thank you. That looks so nice. Good job, Jensen. Yay! Good job. I've been wanting to get a French press. I might have to pick one up sometime. I need to read some blogs about it though. That's my favorite kind of coffee, is French press coffee. Oh, look what we found. All the toys. We already paid though. Maybe next time we come back. I think we're gonna go to Trader Joe's next and get stuff for minestrone soup. That sounds really good. We can have bread again, finally, after our 21-day fast. So I think I'm gonna get like some really yummy bread and make some homemade minestrone soup. That sounds so good for tonight.